This is the sad story of Jane Weeden Part 2. So, we're in the summer of '69, and Jane Weeden, she's been released from a mental health facility. They have her on some medication, and some strange people are coming by the house uninvited. And one of them in particular is suspected of bringing some mind-altering substances. He's leaving wet spots behind. And so he's kind of like what you call a persona non grata. So this strange boy picks up Jane Weeden and he takes her to this cult or this group of people. He kind of knows the house. It's not far from where he lives. I believe it could have been a lawyer's house, a public official's house. I'm not sure, but this group of people were over there. And they start telling the story about the magical cow that everybody says roams around the area at night. They say it's very beautiful and that it has a limitless supply of milk and butter and cream. And they also say that its droppings contain a very powerful mind-altering fungus. So Jane took the sacrament, and I'm not exactly sure what happened after that, but she started getting paranoid from the effects of this, whatever it was they gave her, and then apparently they gave her some relaxation, anti-anxiety drugs. I'm not sure what they were in particular. Now, I'm not sure if she walked back to her house or if she was driven back to her house, but all of these people coming out from everywhere in this community. And there was a rumor that, like, if a comet passed over and changed the seismic activity of the landscape, or the pressure on the landscape changed, then the redstone crystals would produce a charge of electricity, and these victims of a flu or chemical fatality would appear and come back to life for a short period of time. So they say there was a lot of seismic activity changes in the landscape at this period of time. They also said there was a lot of magnetic field fluctuations going on at this time, possibly a comet passing over or a full moon phase. Whatever it was, Jane Weeden, at least at this point, she felt like she was surrounded by a group of people that were not really with us. So, as the story goes, she uh, found a place of shelter, and there was the same group that was there that she was with earlier, only this time they appeared differently, and their meeting was in a different phase. They followed her into a dwelling and they surrounded her. They assured her that they were her friends and that they were just going to give her a mild sedative just to calm her down. They said Jane Weeden woke up a few days later and that from that point on she was incoherent. She couldn't put any of her statements together in a coherent manner. So they say they put her in a state psychiatric facility, and they say she stays there to this very day. She claims that she was kidnapped and sexually assaulted on a night of Howling on some supernatural event, but the state claims that she's just simply a mental patient. Exactly what were those substances that strange hippie cult gave Jane Weeden the day that she was kidnapped? We may never know. There were never any samples taken or tested by the police from any of the suspects. the only record there is of any credible evidence of drugging occurred or continues to occur while Jane Whedon stays in the custody of the Department of Psychiatric Services. Last information available was that indeed Jane Whedon continues to be held in a state psychiatric facility and continues to be heavily medicated. And her only message she's been able to get out is that her request for somebody to help her. She's begging, please, somebody help her. So then the state says that they want to help her and they have some medicine for her. So as far as we know, that's where she stays to this day. That's the story of Jane Whedon, the mental patient of Willowbrook.